Good morning and welcome to this morning's reflection. Today we read from the book of Luke, chapter 1, and verses 46 to 56. And Mary said, "I'm bursting with good news. I'm dancing the song of my Saviour God. God took one good look at me, and look what happened. I am the most fortunate woman on earth. What God has done for me will never, ever be forgotten. The God whose very name is holy, set apart from all others. His mercy flows in wave after wave. His mercy flows on those who are in awe before him. He bared his arm and showed his strength, scattered the bluffing braggarts. He knocked tyrants off their high horses and pulled victims out of the mud. The starving poor sat down to a banquet, and the callous rich were left out in the cold. He embraced his chosen child Israel. He remembered and piled on the mercies, piled them high. It's exactly what he promised, beginning with Abraham and right up until now. And Mary stayed with Elizabeth for 3 months and then went back to her own home. Read in a different translation, we read, "My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Saviour." We know that Mary, after she had encountered the angel Gabriel, quickly left and went to visit her cousin Elizabeth. And when she enters Elizabeth's home, Elizabeth offers her a beautiful blessing. And Mary responds by breaking into song, by praising the Lord and rejoicing in God as her Saviour. Advent invites us, you and me, to participate in a similar rejoicing. We have every reason to celebrate God during this season of the Christian calendar. Christmas reminds us that God stepped into human history to topple the powers of evil. This victory has been accomplished through the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. The light truly entered the world, and the darkness could not extinguish it. We too can sing songs of celebration and joy, songs that magnify the Lord and rejoice in our Saviour. Something happens in us when we rejoice in what God has done. God's goodness and faithfulness grow bigger in our heart and in our mind. A new joy wells up within us, filling us with happiness. We experience a sense of well-being even if we are experiencing dark and difficult times. Our faith deepens, our hope grows stronger, and our love for God and others expands. We feel encouraged in our walk with God, and our desire to share our love for God with others grows. We feel encouraged. We feel encouraged to do God's work in the world. We feel strengthened and empowered. In short, rejoicing radically transforms us. When we reflect on the transformative effects of rejoicing, we can understand why Paul exhorts the early church with the following words: "Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say, rejoice." Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say, rejoice. So let us rejoice with Mary, with Elizabeth, with Paul, and with the whole cloud of believers. And so today, recall one way in which God has saved you and offered you new life. Then take time to rejoice in this gift of salvation by clapping your hands, by dancing, by singing your favorite hymn, or by just telling God or others how grateful you are for God's action in your life. Let today be a day of joy. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say, rejoice. Amen.